So now we get to the second part of this particular video where I am going through my back list of NetGalley approvals that I have available digitally within my collection that I have not read. And some of these span back years at this point in terms of I've been like I've submitted almost about 1,000 titles, 1,000 reviews to NetGalley um, to date. I'm like right on the cusp of like 1,000 reviews submitted, though with as much time as I've been a part of NetGalley. But I do want to try to see if I can increase my ratio of books approved to reviewed on the site, and also be able to post those reviews on my blog and in my social media, and even talk about it on this channel, so that you can have a reference point of books that I've been able to pick up and enjoy. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with that part. So the way that this will work is that I've pulled up a random number generator in terms of a page that I'm going to look through in my NetGalley thing, and I'm just going to go down the line and try to choose 10 titles that I want to review. There may be some galleys that I don't have access to anymore, so it may be that I like if I do have the approval, but I no longer have the galley, I'll decide whether or not I want to buy it for myself and then be able to pick it up and still review it, or if it's something that I can like may just have to set aside and then go to the next title. So that's just how this is going to work for right now. So in terms of the random number, 144. So let's start with that. All right, 144. So let's take a look at these titles. Let's start with, here's one that I have not actually read, that I have as an audiobook, and I know that I have it. I don't know if I still have it as an actual galley, but I'm definitely wanting to read it. This is also known as by Robin Benway. It was published by Bloomsbury Children's Books back in 2013. It was actually released February 26th of 2013. So this is I believe it is a heist novel. So yep, I've read Robin Benway like in the past before, and I've talked about Audrey Waite, and I've talked about Emmy and Oliver being one of my favorite books by her. So this was definitely one that I really wanted to get to, but unfortunately I have not read it yet. So what I'm probably going to do is this will be the first book that I read. This is a young adult title, and I will probably get to this pretty soon. So this will be the first book that I read for the backlist title. Let's see. Unfortunately, most of these look like they're like the second or third book of different series, so I'm gonna have to skip through some of these. Let's see. The Water Witch by Juliet Dark. Unfortunately, I have not read the first book in that series, so that will be a no. Juliet Dark is the pseudonym of, I believe that's the pseudonym of Carol Goodman, if I remember correctly. Hang on. Yep, Carol Goodman. So Carol Goodman is one of my favorite authors. She is the author of The Lake of Dead Languages. So I have not read the Demon Lover series. So it starts with the Demon Lover. Then the second book is the Water Witch, and the third book is the Angel Stone, if I remember correctly. Yeah. So I cannot read this book quite yet, but I do want to get to the Demon Lover at some point. So maybe let's go with that, because I think I may have the Demon Lover as a galley. Let me look at it and see. If I have the Demon Lover as a galley, then I'll probably put that as my second book for this. Yes, I do have that actually as an approved galley, so I will definitely start with the Demon Lover by Juliet Dark in terms of my second title for approval. So this is a book that was published by Random House, Ballantine Books. This is a sci-fi fantasy book, and an interesting like gothic type fairy tale romance slash sci-fi fantasy. So I'm definitely interested to be able to see how Carol Goodman does sci-fi fantasy within an academic environment, within a gothic environment. So this is something that I was interested. I remember the reason that I was interested in this series from the very beginning. So this will be a new venture for me to be able to pick this title up, and that is The Demon Lover by Juliet Dark. And since most of the ones that I see right in front of me are actually second or third books in a series, I'm going to choose a different number. So let's go to the random number generator again. 136. Okay, so let's go to that. 136. So I'm purposely not showing you my screen for any of these selections because I kind of want like a degree of privacy in terms of how many galleys and things that I have, but I definitely have a large backlog that I'm working through. So for this particular one, let's see if there's any that I have not read yet that is on the that I really want to get to. Okay, so I was approved for this. I believe this is a middle grade children's book. This is Tides by Betsy Cornwell. This is one that I've wanted to read for the longest time, and I believe it's about a mermaid. Like this is, yeah. So it says when high school senior Noah Gallagher and his adopted teenage sister Lo go to live with their grandmother in her island college for the summer, they don't expect much in the way of adventure. Noah has landed a marine biology internship, and Lo wants to draw and paint, perhaps even to vanquish her struggles with bulimia. But then things take a dramatic turn for them both when Noah mistakenly tries to save a mysterious girl from drowning. This dreamlike, suspenseful story, deftly told from multiple points of view, dives deeply into Selkie folklore while examining the fluid nature of love and family. So this was kind of a coming of age story that was originally published in June of 2013. So I definitely want to be able to prioritize this. This will be the third book that I want to review in terms of backlist titles. So that is Ties by Betsy Cornwell, and I actually really like the cover of it. It's a really nice representation of the vibes of the novel, and it's just really pretty to look at. I do like the themes of it, and I definitely look forward to picking it up. So 3 down and 7 more to go. I'm basically combing through and trying to see what other books that I have not written a review for that I really want to get to. And some of these are also ones that are part of series. So I'm trying to find ones that are standalones that I don't have to read the first book. If I have to read the first book, I do want to see like whether or not I got approved for it as a galley or not, just like also known as, and The Demon Lover. Those are the first books as a part of longer series. So it's important to me that I kind of want to start from the beginning if I can. Just FYI. All right, so for what we're going to do is we're going to do another random generated number. So let me do that right now. 142. This looks interesting. So this was also published in 2013. This is Just for the Summer by Jenna Rutland. And this was published as an adult romance title under Entangled Publishing. A late Bliss novel. Uh-oh, this might be a part of a series, but I don't know if it can be read as a standalone. It looks like it might be a standalone, so let me see if it is available. I don't have any more, so let's see. Jenna, I'm looking. Okay, so this, unfortunately, this is one that I do not own anymore. Let me see if it is available on Amazon. Yes, and it is available on Amazon and is under Kindle Unlimited. So I will definitely put this on my list. So let me go ahead and do that right now and put that on my reading list. So this will be the, how many novels is that now? I believe that may be 4. Yes. So this is the 4th novel that I'm going to put on my list to read. and give a review on. So this is Just for the Summer by Jenna Rutland, and it is the first book in a duology. It's called the Lake Bliss Duology, and essentially this is the premise for it: his temptation, her secret, their summer. Danny Sullivan has come to Lake Bliss to write her latest cookbook and take a breather. After the year she's had, she deserves a summer retreat to evaluate priorities and make peace with past decisions. But from the moment single dad and Sheriff Matt Regan shows up, it could be Regan or it could be Reagan, I'm not 100% sure. She has a hard time convincing herself that a life away from Lake Bliss could beat the life she might have. Recently divorced Matt is ready for a new relationship, but he doesn't want short term. His son needs permanence, and so does Matt's heart. Unfortunately, it's the smart mouthed and sinfully sexy Miss Sullivan who catches his eye. But when Matt learns Danny's secrets, will he want her to stay, or will her chance for love last for just the summer? So I definitely want to be able to pick this up. This is an adult romance, and I am excited to be able to read it. I am sad that I did not remember that I got approved for this galley back in 2013. So hopefully I will get to that this month, and hopefully I will give you my thoughts about it. So I was able to find one that wasn't part of a series. This is Anything But Love by Abigail Strom. I'll put the cover up here. And this was published in 2016 from Montlake Romance. This is a childhood friends to lovers story about a woman named Jessica who was left at the altar by her fiance, and her best friend happens to pick up the pieces, but he's been in love with her for the longest time. So, his name is Ben, and they're on a trip to Bermuda. It would normally be with her fiance, but unfortunately, her fiance left her at the altar and is nowhere to be seen. So they end up rekindling their emotions and exploring their feelings. So this was definitely one that appealed to me when I was approved for it back in 2016, but unfortunately, I have not had the opportunity to read it. So I'm definitely going to put that on my list of books to read. And that is Anything But Love by Abigail Strom. So this is an interesting one. This is a mystery thriller and young adult title called Unnatural Deeds by Symbiolog. And I have read from Symbiolog before, but her books have kind of been hit or miss for me. This was a galley that I was approved for back in, I believe it was 2016. It could have been 2018. I'm not 100% sure, but it was published in 2016 by Sourcebooks Fire, and it is still available for purchase. So essentially this is, let me kind of read the synopsis for it. Victoria's cell doesn't fit in, not that she cares what anyone thinks. She and her homeschool boyfriend Andrew are inseparable. All they need is each other. That is until Zachary Zimmerman joins her homeroom. Within an hour of meeting, he convinces good girl Vic to cut class, and she can't get enough of that rush. Despite Vic's loyalty to Andrew, she finds her life slowly intertwining with Z's. Soon she's lying to everyone she knows in an effort to unravel Z's secrets, except Z is not the only one with the past. Victoria is hiding her own secrets that will come back to haunt her and destroy everything in her path. Natural Deeds is a novel of infatuation and obsession with an electrifying ending that readers won't see coming. So that definitely appealed to me when I was first approved for it, but unfortunately uh, with limited time and unfortunately not being able to pick up everything that I wanted to read, I was not able to get to this, but I do still have a copy of this as an e-galley, so I will definitely read that as part of the backlog titles that I want to get to in this month. Okay, I found another one. So this is Beautiful Crazy by Casey Lane. This is an adult romance title that was published in 2016 by Sourcebooks Casablanca, and you can still find it on Amazon and other bookstores. So essentially, this is a romance between two very different people. She's a rocker with attitude, and he's a sexy suit who gets what he wants. Kevon Laundrie is trying to keep her life on track and her brother in rehab. If her fledgling marketing firm can sign the hot new band Manic's Curse, it will make a world of difference. Mason Dillon heads the most successful music PR firm in Portland. He's desperate to bring new life into the company by signing Manic's Curse. The last thing either one of them needs is a one night stand with a smoldering stranger. The stakes are high when a battle for the band in the bedroom and the boardroom becomes a battle of the heart. But if these two can set aside their differences, they may find that they're the right mix of sexy savvy to conquer both of the worlds. So that's an interesting premise, and that's one that appealed to me when I first applied for this one. So I'm glad I still have this title as approved, and it's in my library, so I can definitely get to this as part of my titles. And I actually really like the cover; it is really nice, and it definitely seems like it's up my alley. So I like the opposites attract type theme and also music theme series. So here's another one that I was approved for, and I don't even remember requesting this one. This was also released back in 2016 from St. Martin's Press. This is The Next by Stephanie Ganji. This Amazon, let's see, it's a novel love, revenge, and a ghost who can't let go. See, so the premise of this is there a right way to die? If so, Joanna De Angelis has it all wrong. She's consumed by betrayal, spending her numbered days obsessing over Ned McGowan, her much younger ex, and watching him thrive in the spotlight with someone new while she wastes away. She's everyone scorned, fantasizing about revenge, except she's out of time. Joanna falls from her life, from the love of her daughters and devoted dog, into an otherworldly landscape, a bleak infinity she can't escape until she rises up and returns and sets it right, makes Ned pay so she can truly move on. From the other side into right this minute, Jo embarks on a sexy spiritual odyssey as she travels beyond memory, beyond desire. She is transformed into a fierce female force of life, determined to know how to die happily ever after. So this was an interesting one. I'm not 100% sure how I happened upon this particular novel, but it's definitely one that even as I'm looking at it now, like I definitely want to read. So I will put that also on my list of archive books to read. I do still have my copy of this, so I definitely want to be able to get to it as part of my backlist titles to review for galleys. So the next to the last book that I want to pick up, this was a book that was published by Harlequin that is romance and women's fiction, adult fiction, and mature. This is The Chase by Vanessa Fewins, and it is the first in a trilogy. I know that I said that I wanted to limit, like, how many series, but at least this is another first book that I wanted to try, and it's a novel of romantic suspense to talk about the premise. A rising star in one of London's top art investigation firms, Zara Layton's talent for seeing deep into paintings is in her blood. She's chosen to help track down Icon, an enigmatic international art thief whose heists are methodical, daring, and baffling. To Zara, the case is maddening, bordering on an obsession. She finds distraction in the chiseled form of top-shelf client Tobias Wilder, a magnetic American billionaire who demands her expertise, her discretion, and her secrecy. Wilder doesn't ask questions, he gives orders. His gaze alone ignites her deepest fantasies, and his touch. Sudden whirl of exclusive exhibitions and decadent parodies that Wilder introduces her to is a potent aphrodisiac, but surrender soon becomes tinged with suspicion. Is Zara's tryst with Wilder the real thing, or just convincing forgery? So, art thief and art investigator, it seems like, in terms of this. So I definitely love the cover of this, and I think I have the older cover version of this particular novel. I still have the galley for it, and I have it digitally, so I will definitely read it. But it's definitely been given a new cover, and the covers of the trilogy are actually really nice. It seems like it's the type of book that is up my alley, and also it was blurred by Lisa Renee Jones, whose romantic suspense books and romance books I really enjoy. So I'm definitely looking forward to reading this. and that is The Chase by Vanessa Fewins, and this was published originally June of 2017 by Harlequin. Okay, very last read, and this is actually a perfect book for me to pick up because this is a short 27,000 word read that was published by Carina Press under Harlequin. This is an adult romance. This is One Summer Weekend by Shannon Stacy, and Shannon Stacy is definitely one of my favorite authors. And I totally completely forgot that I was approved for this galley. So I do have a digital copy of it, and it is a novella. This is essentially a best friend's fake relationship and only one bed type of novel. So it's a adult romance, and this is the cover. I think it's really cute. And essentially it was published back in 2019, so that'll be the last of the backlist titles that I pick up. I'm not gonna go through the description of it because I don't necessarily want to spoil the experience, but this is definitely one that I am going to pick up, and I think it looks really cute, and I do love summer beach romances, so I'm hoping to be able to get to this very soon, and I may actually even sit down and watch it tonight as soon as I finish filming, editing this video. So that is all of the 10 books that I have chosen in terms of the backlist for my galley reads. So I'm going to end the video here. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you want to see more of my content. If you like this video, also let me know if you want me to do more NetGalley random reads, more of my backlist titles, as well as current releases in the style of this video. Thank you again. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video.